Hey Bachelor Nation, welcome back to the channel. Title: Lauren Bushnell, Chris Lane romance. Lauren calls his ex to explain he's taken now. The fall sunlight poured in through the French doors of a Nashville kitchen, spilling golden rays across the hardwood floor. Lauren Bushnell Lane stood barefoot, cradling a steaming cup of coffee, wrapped in one of Chris' oversized flannel shirts. Outside, the early October leaves danced in the wind, painting the world in shades of amber and fire. Life had changed quickly, beautifully, irreversibly. Chris Lane, country music heartthrob, and Lauren Bushnell, former reality TV darling turned lifestyle entrepreneur, had built something real, beyond the flashing cameras and screaming fans. And though they now shared a house, a puppy named Tucker, and endless sleepy mornings full of whispered "I love yous," something had begun to fester beneath their picture-perfect life. Specifically, clarity that Chris's ex, Madison James, a publicist from his early Nashville days, hadn't quite gotten the memo. And Lauren, as graceful as ever, decided she was done ignoring it. It started small. A random like on an Instagram story. A vaguely flirtatious comment on one of Chris's acoustic videos. A backstage appearance at a music festival where she just happened to be. Madison wasn't causing drama, exactly. But she wasn't disappearing either. And she made a decision. The next morning, while Chris strummed a melody on the porch, humming lyrics into his phone, Lauren quietly found the number Madison had texted from. Madison's voice was like syrup, sweet, calculated, and more surprised than concerned. "Hi, Madison," Lauren said, her voice calm, confident, and unmistakably firm. "It's Lauren. Lauren Bushnell. Chris' wife." There was a pause, then a slight laugh. "Oh, Lauren. Wow, hey. I wasn't expecting." "I know," Lauren interrupted, polite but pointed. "I'm calling because I think it's time we have a little clarity. Woman to woman." Madison hesitated, then leaned into the bait. "Of course. Is everything okay?" "Actually, everything's amazing," Lauren said, glancing out at her husband, who was now giving Tucker a belly rub between chord changes. "Chris and I are really happy. I wanted you to hear that from me. Not through a song or a post or a friend of a friend." Another pause. This time heavier. "I've noticed you've been reaching out to him. And while I completely understand that you two had a past," Madison scoffed softly. "It wasn't that deep." "Exactly," Lauren said sweetly. "So I imagine it shouldn't be too hard to stop reaching out now that he's clearly moved on, right?" Madison was silent. Lauren continued, her voice unwavering. "He's taken, Madison. Not kind of dating taken. Not still texting his ex taken. He's fully, absolutely, married, in love, and planning our future together kind of taken. So let's be respectful of that." Madison let out a dry laugh. "I wasn't trying to steal him, Lauren." "I know," Lauren replied. "But you're definitely not acting like someone who's ready to let go. And I'm not the type to play games." There was another long silence. Then Madison cleared her throat. "Well, message received." "Good," Lauren said, her tone softening, but her spine still straight. "Take care, Madison." She hung up. Later that afternoon, Chris found her on the same porch where he'd been composing lyrics hours earlier. He slid behind her, arms wrapping around her waist as he kissed her temple. "You okay?" he asked. "Yeah," she replied, leaning into him. "I made a call today." To Madison. Chris pulled back slightly, surprised. "You what?" "I wasn't mad," Lauren said. "I was just done pretending it didn't bother me. I know you love me. I know you're not texting her back. But I wanted her to hear it clearly, from someone who doesn't need to guess." Chris studied her face for a moment. "Are you mad at me?" "Not even close," she said, smiling. "You've been perfect." But she needed a boundary. "And I don't mind being the one to draw it." He laughed, amazed, shaking his head. "Remind me never to cross you." They both laughed, and Chris pulled her close again. A few days later, Chris performed a new, unreleased song at a charity concert in Franklin. It was a slow ballad, raw and honest, full of gratitude and second chances. "I wrote this for my wife," he told the crowd. "For the woman who's not afraid to fight for our love, even when she doesn't have to." The crowd erupted, But Lauren, standing side stage, just smiled. Because the psalm wasn't the real victory. The real victory was knowing that love doesn't always have to roar to be powerful. Sometimes it shows up in calm conviction, in firm words, in boundaries drawn with grace, in one simple phone call. 3 months later, Madison moved to Los Angeles.